Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing fine. So we started chapter 10, buildings, paintings and books. So in the last sessions, we covered all about these topics and we were in the mid of this topic, that is recordings and preserving old stories. I talked about some of the Tamil epics and very interesting stories related to it. Now we are going to talk about more of the epics because we were talking of Puranas, which means old or ancient, and these were basically written after the Veda period. So there are a number of Hindi literary stories that have been related to a lot of gods or goddesses. I even talked about it in the last class. Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva, then they have Durga, goddess, and of course Parvati. So it talks about in detail about how these gods were worshipped, and everybody, these Puranas were written in Sanskrit that everybody could read. If not being able to, if people are not able to read, at least they can hear that out if anybody is reading it, because they were generally recited in the temples. So some of the most important Sanskrit epics, in case you guys are again concerned, what do you understand by epic? See, epic is something that talks about a historic story. It could be a poem or it could be a story. Some of the very important epics that you guys have heard related to Sanskrit. I am going to talk of Sanskrit epics and everybody might have heard about it. The one is Mahabharata, the long drawn story, and the second one is Ramayana. I think you guys might be familiar about with this Mahabharata and Ramayana. Just in case you guys are not, I'll definitely give you a hint what is this Mahabharata. So if you've heard about Kurukshetra war, so Mahabharata is one of the stories that's written in Sanskrit. It's Sanskrit epic. It talks about the Kurukshetra war, right? And this war was basically fought between two groups. One is Kauravas, I've talked about it in the other sessions also, and one about the Pandavas. So it is basically related to Kauravas and Pandavas, and these happen to be the cousins. They fought. And the second one that I want to talk about is Ramayana. But before that, I want to tell more about Mahabharata. It contains a lot of philosophical and devotional material to it, but it also talks about four goals of life. And the stories of Mahabharata are one of the important stories, also Bhagavad Gita. Right? So, why were these people fighting? They were basically fighting for the throne of Kuru's throne. And this Mahabharata, I'll explain it to you. It was written by the author was Vyasa. It was he who authorshipped this entire story of Mahabharata. It's the longest epic known and has been considered as the longest poem ever written. Longest one, right? So I'll write it here. It is Vyasa and the longest poem. And I was telling you that we've got a lot of other, you might have heard about the work done by William Shakespeare and other poets, but who've written good drama. But this Mahabharata was authored by Vyasa and basically was about their control of Kuru's throne and their capital, that is Hastinapur. I'll tell you where exactly do we have Hastinapur, right? And this is one of the oldest story, around 1500 years down the line. So Hastinapur here on map, I'll show you right here. Very near to Kurukshetra, we've got the empire that was ruled by Kuru, that is Kaurav. And there they have their capital also, that's called Hastinapur. And I told you it's the oldest story back then. Now we'll try and bring our focus more after Mahabharata. We've talked about Puranas also. We'll talk a bit about Ramayana. I know a lot of you know more about Ramayana because everybody might have heard stories of Ramayana from their grandparents, their grandmother. So what is this? It is a religious text, and it was this again Ramayana. It is again one of the most important Sanskrit epic written in the ancient time. The original language again that was used to write Ramayana was Sanskrit. It talks about the legendary kingdom of Kosala. I'll show you where exactly do we have Kosala. Now somewhere here, can you see this part here, Kosala, right? That's Kosala. So this is legendary kingdom of Kosala and talks about the life of Lord Rama, the prince of Kosala. He was sent to exile along with he was followed by his wife Sita, and then his wife was taken by his enemy, who was the king of Lanka. His name was Ravana, and they fought a battle, and Lord Rama got his wife back, and they both returned to Ayodhya, and then that's the capital of Kosala. The capital of Kosala being Ayodhya, and then he was crowned as the king. There were a lot of celebrations that took place. So this is the important Hindu epic that talks about two countries, the island, and here the ruler of Kosala. Again, it was written down, this long story of Mahabharata, Ramayana. It was written by Valmiki. And again, very, very important when it comes to the Indian history. Now we are going to move more towards the stories by the ordinary people. What did ordinary people have to say? What did they convey? How stories went from one person to the other? So ordinary people, they usually had a lot of poems composed by them. They used to sing a lot of songs, and they used to dance in a lot of songs. Now also we've preserved our culture, our tradition in different ways. One of the important stories that they conserved at that time, they were known as Jatakas. It talks about the life, or it talks about the birth of Lord Buddha in different forms. Okay? It's a voluminous literature that talks about the births of, not exactly birth, but births of Gautam Buddha in one form or the other, may it be in human form or in any animal form. So that is Jatakas. We've got a lot of them. Then we've got some of the Panchtantra also. That was also conveyed from, it went from generation to generation. So it is Panchtantra, right? They were written around this period. And we've got some of the stories of Panchtantra or Jatakas in our Ajanta caves also. We've just talked about Ajanta cave. So Panchtantra basically means an ancient Indian collection that has stories related to animal, right? Animal fables. Again, it is in Sanskrit. Do you see? Most of the language that we've used back then was Sanskrit, that everybody could read. So what is a fable? It's a small story, but that has a meaning attached to it. So we've got a lot of them. Some of them, they were mentioned in Ajanta caves also. Just to remind you, I did tell you where do we have Ajanta caves and what are they related to in the previous videos. So let's cover the last topic, that is writing books on science. Yes, exactly. We had science back then. People really learned science. So one of the most important mathematician, in case you guys know about Aryabhat, he was one of the major mathematician come astronomer of that age. And this person, he was born in Patliputra. He had his own book. Being an astronomer, he had his book. Let me write his name so that you guys do not get confused. So Aryabhat, he wrote a book in Sanskrit again so that everybody could read, and the book was known as Aryabhatyam. It talks about day and night. He talks about day and night. That basically refers to the rotation of the earth around its axis. Okay. And he also explained that how eclipse takes place. Eclipse basically means, guys, when the sun overshadows the, I'll show you how does eclipse look like. So let's say this is sun, then you have earth, and then you have moon. So when by the shadow of earth the moon gets covered, that is again an eclipse. Or maybe when you have the sun, when you have the moon, and part of earth gets shadowed or covered by the shadow of the moon, that is again an eclipse. So one we've got solar eclipse and the other one we've got lunar eclipse. He talked about both the books, both these eclipse way back, right? And so we not only know about eclipse from his study, we also find some ways to talk about the circumference. In case you know, circumference of circle, he even talked about it. Such a learned person, right? We are using the formula right away. We do use this formula. So he's done a lot of contributory work, and apart from that, we've got few other names that you guys can learn before you quit or leave the session. So few other names for you guys are Varamahira, Brahmagupta, and Bhaskaracharya. So these are the few people who contributed greatly in the field of astronomy and also with their discoveries. So we learn more about it in the next grade. But till we meet next, in case you like this session, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.